YouTube, what is going on? Today I've actually got a combo video for today. Hey, but before I ask, or not before I get into this, question of the day. What what archetype in the created card thing for you, or for Yu-Gi-Oh, are you gonna vote for? Me, personally, it's the deck that I'm gonna be doing a combo video for today, which is, oop, bumped my tripod, but it's gonna be my boys. My babbies. It's gonna be Dinomists. I'm voting Dinomists all the way through and through, which is why I'm bringing this combo video to you guys today, to show you this deck actually does need the support from that created card thing. They need their own Link monster. They need their own non-generic Link monster that can be used, that can replace this bad boy. I will be showing you combos of pre-ban and then post-ban of Electrumite. I'm going to start with post-ban, so let's get into it. Yeah. I'm going to pause until I get a hand that I can actually combo with, so I will be right back. Okay, so first hand, we actually get a hand to combo with. I'm going to do a go first hand, and then I'm going to do a go second hand. So this one is going to be go first. So starting, we obviously are going to use our charge, and we're going to search for a Dinomist monster. We do not have a single 6 scale in our hand. So we're going to add Brachion to our hand. Brachion is probably one of the best Dinomist cards we have, because of his effect not being once per turn and having such an easy requirement to meet, especially during like early combos, and the fact that he's a level 5 machine, also pretty nice. So yeah. And from there, we are going to normal summon Terran and move these down just a bit. There we go. I'm going to normal summon our Terran, and then we're going to, I should probably have my hand on the screen. So normal summon the Terran, and then we're going to special summon Ceratops. We're going to link summon these two into, there are 3 targets in my extra deck now. We have Genius, Mistar, and Underclock. I would go Genius, even though this hand could possibly lead to an OTK, so Mistar Boy wouldn't be bad. But since we're going first, you want to make the Genius, and then your charge is going to activate because it's a mandatory effect, and you get to add one of these 2 bad boys back to your hand. I'm going to go with Terran back to my hand, so that way I can now take my hand and put Terran down as my 3 scale, Brachion down as my 6 scale, and then we're going to pend summon Spinos and Ceratops to the zones it points to, and then Genius's effect is going to go off, allowing us to search for a level 5 or higher machine, and we're going to search for Dinomist Rex and add it to our hand. And then if you want to make CDI from here, you can. I recommend it, because if you don't make CDI, which, if you don't know, that's CDI, Cyber Dragon Infinity. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know, but if you didn't, yeah. There's another target that is, oh, come on. No, go. There we go. Got Metaltron. He's actually not bad. He can kind of, he's a pseudo Dynamist charge. So, and then we have our Borload and our Topo. Yeah. The extra deck is kind of awkward, but it's good. If we had more level 4s, we could make this and get a search on end phase, or we could Bahamut into Toad. But with the current hand, This is kind of the end board, is scales with charge, and then those two. That's without Electrumite. Let me see if I can get a hand and show you what this deck could do with Electrumite, and also you'd probably set your limiter removal to catch your opponent off guard. So let me put Electrumite in the extra deck by taking out Underclock, and I will be right back. So here's a good hand for going first while Electrumite is in the deck. I know what you're thinking. There's a flashlight on now. Yeah, I turned it on because it got dark. But anyways, let's get into this. We're going to activate our charge like usual, which is, I mean, obviously we're going to open with it. It's a 3 of. But there are times when you won't open with it. But our search target is actually going to be Ceratops, because Ceratops or Brachion, depending on if you're going first or second. Well, actually, Ceratops for both first and second, but Brachion mainly for going second, because your opponent's going to have monsters and Brachion can summon himself. So, there we go. Shuffled that. Next up, we're going to normal summon the Dinomist Placio. I am sorry for the very poor lighting control. And then we're going to special summon Ceratops and link summon from here into the band boy himself, Electrumite. And then here's a fun little interaction. It's going to go chain 1, or chain 1, chain 2. We're going to grab back our what do we grab back? We grab back our Ceratops. And then we dump from deck to extra deck our Dinomist Enki. Put him in there. And then from here, so those are in the extra deck. I just don't want to put them on top. So from here, we're going to scale our Rex, and then we're going to Electrumite to pop the Rex to grab back the Enki, and then Electrumite's effect is going to draw us a card. So we're going to get our Brachion, and as you can see, this is essentially a 1-card combo, technically. Not even, because we're back to 5 cards in our hand, and that's the one thing about Electrumite that kind of got him banned, was the fact that he could do this nonsense. So, yeah. We're going to scale our Enki and our Ceratops. Those are in, like, really bad positions. And then we're going to barf our hand onto the board. So, we're also going to barf these two on the board. And then we're going to barf Brachion and Spinos out here. Yeah, from here you can do whatever. What I would preferably do is, first off, I'm going to activate the field spell, which, yes, I run it, but I only run it at 2, but I still open with it every single time. Anyways, continuing on. From here, what I do is I use Electrumite and Placio, which will be in the extra deck, and we make Nettletron, and you can technically make both, or you could technically make Borreload, or you can make Topo. You can make just about anything in there, minus the rank 4s. So Placio will be in the extra deck, and then instead of using Rex and Spinos, we're actually going to use Rex and Brachion. And we're going to Xyz summon Nova, and then we're going to put Infinity right up there on top. And this is a board that we make with Dinomist with Electrumite. So, as you can tell, the end board is much better with Electrumite, but that's because Electrumite is an amazing card. I don't think well, I wanted to come back to 1, but I know that would cause issues, like Endymion coming back to power, and all this and that, but they could have done, they might have been able to do other things, like hit the Mythical Beast engine that's ran in the deck, because being able to activate spells, get yourself, or activate the scales to get spell counters, and then search your stuff that does stuff involving spell counters, that's a bit, yeah, but it's them, it's Konami TCG, so I'm going to actually clean this up off camera, and then I'm going to do my go second hand without Electrumite, and then we'll do a go second hand with Electrumite. Alright, I will be back. Well, the consistency of this deck isn't faltering on camera. It falters a lot off camera. So, yeah. This is our go second hand without Electrumite. This hand would be amazing with Electrumite, because let me show you the little combo that I was talking about with Brachion Ceratops. So what you do is you activate your charge, and since we don't have Brachion, we're obviously going to be searching Brachion. Neat little thing involving Brachion. His effect says if you don't control him and your opponent controls the monster with the highest attack on the field, even if it's tied, you can special summon it from your hand. That's pretty good, and it's not once per turn, so yeah. I hope we get a similar hand to that when we put Electrumite back in the deck, because I took him out again. So from here, what we do, since obviously we're going second, we're gonna put ourselves in a scenario where our opponent has has something on board. So we're gonna summon the Brachion. I'm sorry if this like wobbles. It's just my camera in and of itself. It's like some weird focus setting, and I don't know why. How did I... Okay, I had to count for a second. I was like, what? And then we special summon the Ceratops. We make a link 2. And here we make Genius. Yes, this card down here at the bottom is Charge. Still, well, I mean, you guys saw me activate it. So, on the Summon of Genius, we're going to activate Charge, and we're going to grab back Brachion because of its effect. So, from here, we scale our Spinos, which you hardly ever want to do, and you scale your Plesio. Oh, god damn it. So scale your Plesio, and in order for your summon, or your pen summon, or if you want like to avoid your pen summon being striked, you can just special this, because Genius only has 1800 attack, and your opponent's more than likely going to have something with more than 1800 attack if they went first. So summon that with its effect again, and then we're going to pen summon 2 at the same time to the zones Genius points to, and then Genius is going to get us a search, and we're actually going to search another Brachion. A lot of these searches, yes, could be ashed, and I think losing out on the search for Brachion kind of makes this combo a bit worse. But from here, we're going to Xyz summon using Brachion and Ceratops, and we're going to make Nova. Now, don't jump the gun yet and go into Infinity, because from here, your opponent's stuff is losing 400 attack because of Plesio, and it could mean you now have the monster with the highest attack. If you summon Infinity, because of its effect to gain 200 for every material. So before we do this, we're going to summon our another Brachion, or our second Brachion, and then we're going to make Infinity. Then we're going to link summon, then we're going to link off Plesios and Brachion and Genius into Borreload, the boy. Not the best board in the world. Could be so much better. Much better. But, yeah. Without the band boy himself, or without something that does something similar to him, the deck kind of ends on these kinds of boards, which, I mean, it's not horrible having a Borreload plus an Infinity. You have one negate, and going second, you can steal an opponent's monster as long as they don't negate it. Then, yeah, it's not bad. So let me clean this up, and we'll get my Electrumite Go Second Hand ready. So here's the Go Second Hand we're actually going to be using for the with Electrumite. As you can see, we've again opened our Electrumite combo, essentially. This is kind of why I wish Dinomist, or I want Dinomist to win the creative card, because since Electrumite's banned, if Dinomist wins and we get a pseudo Electrumite for the deck specifically as a link monster, the deck becomes about as good as it was before Electrumite was banned, which isn't that great, but I mean, just watch this. It's actually ridiculous. So obviously we're going to charge into Brachion and pop off from there. Grab the Brachion and now, since of course we're going second, we're going to summon our Brachion, and then we're going to summon our Ceratops, and we're going to link them away into Electrumite. And Electrumite's effect is going to go off as chain 1, and charge will be chain 2. We're going to grab back our Brachion, and Electrumite will put, what do I want to put in the extra deck? We'll put another level 4 in the extra deck. We'll just put Anki in the extra deck, because why not? Yeah, I'm gonna pause right quick because I'm hearing a sound outside. It doesn't sound okay, so I'm gonna be right back. That was weird. I was hearing knocking outside, but anyways, time to continue. So we put Anki in the extra deck, and from here, we're going to scale Rex. Electrumite will pop Rex and grab back our Anki. And then Electrumite will also draw us a card. That extra charge is not too great. So, from here, we're obviously going to scale Spinos and scale our Anki. And then we're going to just use the effect to special summon itself. And then we're going to avoid, or that was to avoid the strike, but now we're going to pen summon these. I should not have gotten the Anki back to my hand. Instead, what I should have done was just wait to use the Electrumite effect, and then I would have had a better board, because from here we exile these two into obviously our Nova Infinity. And then what we could have done is, if this was in the scale, I'm just going to show you guys. So from here, you know, we have this there and this here. What we can do is obviously Bahamut Toad, or we could Dweller. Going second, I mean, you also have like Magister and 101 to make. Personally, I'm gonna go Bahamut Toad. So we're gonna detach our Plesio to then summon our Toad. And I know this board looks like it's all over the place and jumbled, but I mean, 2 negates. Granted, you're going second, so it means nothing, and 2 negates is obviously nothing in the current game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But 2 well-timed negates, especially like Toad, how it steals the card it negates, could be catastrophic. So let's say they activate a monster and it has a graveyard effect that you want, or that they want, or they want a monster reborn it, or whatever. You Toad and you steal it, so they can't get it back. Like, you do that on the Borreload Savage effect. Whenever it hits the board, it summons its. I mean, by now they're gonna have it, but if you can do all this when going first, which I kind of hope Dinomist wins, so this could be like a first turn board. I'm okay with Toad being at 1. I'm sorry to you Paleo players, but Toad is perfectly fine at 1 in my opinion. That's probably because I only play it at 1. Anyways, beside the point. This is with Electrumite, and what you saw earlier was without. So let me clean all this up, and I've got some cards over here that I've tried as engines, and I'll tell you my success with them. So I will be right back. So stuff I've tried running in this deck as somewhat of an engine. That is not a somewhat of an engine card. I have tried running the Draco Pendulum cards. So all this stuff like Draco Face Off, the Fusion, Lecter, Magister, I've tried running those. The only issue is Draco Face Off being at 1. I believe it's still at 1. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's probably still at 1. Either way, I've tried running this engine and it doesn't really work too well. Mainly because of, you know, this card being at 1. And I don't have more than 1 copy of Magister. Oops, I just dinked that. And, okay, what the fuck. So yeah, having only 1 copy of Magister kind of dulls the engine portion of this and makes it not too great because you never see it, because it's 4 cards in the main deck, which is, yeah, 1/10 of your deck, but when the other 9/10 of your deck are your archetype, unlike most modern decks, you never really see this. So that's one little kind of tech engine I have attempted to run and not really had success with. I even tried proxying a 2nd copy of Master, and it didn't really work out. Next engine I've actually tried running is the gadgets. I have tried running gadgets. Only having 2 gold, 2 silver is a bit of a bummer, because you never see them or I never see them. But, you know, It's still pretty. I never really saw the engine. The only part of the engine I saw was Boot Up Corporal, which Boot Up Corporal isn't that bad of a card. Oops, let me. I honestly think the gadgets aren't that bad of an engine, because one leads to the other, and then you make your genius, you scale, and yeah. The only issue I can find in it is I never open up with gold or silver gadget. So, you guys let me know some other techs. White Howling is a card that I need to pick up as a side deck option, and there's a few other cards that I've been suggested, that I've actually put in, like this little Xyz monster right here that requires 2 level 4 pendulums. That on end phase searches a pendulum monster from the deck. Well, anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy the combo video today. Like I said, question of the day is, who are you voting for to win the Create a Card tournament on Twitter? Another thing is, if you're new to the channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. I am 11 subscribers away from that big 100, and we are so close to the end of the year, and my goal was 100 by the end of the year. So again, if you're new, please, for me, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. Turn on the bell. I try to upload at least once a week, and I upload on Wednesdays. So yeah, and comment anything down below about the deck, what you think its flaws are, and I'm not saying to bring Electrumite back, but I wouldn't mind Electrumite coming back on the September ban list that's coming up soon. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling on because we're almost at 30 minutes, so I'm gonna go so you guys can enjoy this video sooner. Bye.